helmet setups, or my helmet setup. Many people have asked me about it since I first got to Ukraine, and assuming people will be asking about it in the future. So this is one for the history books. This is a hardhead veterans helmet, obviously in black multicam. One of the things that, let me preface, I did purchase this in America before I left for Ukraine in planning. Haven't seen too many of these here in Ukraine. So yeah, I don't know if you can get them here. I don't know. I do know that they do not send anything to Ukraine, so just take that into consideration for anyone thinking about taking that trip. Is black multicam. One of the things that did attract me to this helmet initially, I believe, was the M-LOK rails. Your traditional rails, I forget what they're called, but pretty much everything slides onto the rail. Anything you want mounted on there slides on and out, and it could be pretty secure, but this definitely does not compare to M-locking something onto these rails. I mean, this is solid. It's solid on there. I don't know if you can see, but there's a little mounting bracket in there from something else I had mounted there as well. And you have this whole rail section, this whole back rail section, and this top section here, and then obviously the other side. So you have plenty of space for, you know, mounting lights, white lights, IR lights, red lights, cameras, ears, whatever you need. But that's an interesting aspect of the hardhead veterans helmet, which attracted me first. As you can see here, I do have a Surefire light. I don't know exactly which model this is. I do not remember. This, again, also, I had purchased before I left and have had owned and used. This variant is the white light and IR light variant. I think the IR writing's under the wrap that's on here. So yeah, obviously useful for a few different things. You obviously have to be careful, especially with it on your helmet. If you run any night ops or are out towards the front at night for obvious reasons. But that's where light discipline comes in, and obviously some training with that could fix anything. So as you can see, this doesn't have the regular paint on it. This is wrapped. I don't remember exactly where I got the wrap from before coming to Ukraine. This is M81 Woodland Camo wrap. I know one of the companies that has them is like Ranger Wrap or something like that, but there's other companies as well. And they wrap everything from EOTech, as you can see on the rifle, which is wrapped as well, to flashlights, to other optics, and of course you can do it yourself too. Just get some sticky backed Cordura on Amazon, cut to size, cut to shape, and put it on there. On the Surefire light is a 100 Concepts lens cover. Really good company. Definitely recommend. You need to cover your lenses for obvious reasons. Anyone that doesn't know, your lenses will glint, reflect light. Very easy to spot at distance. I mean, even in the daytime, you know, the sun will reflect off it and give away your position very, very quickly. Yeah, so you have to have this over it. Even if you're not in a combat role or a life or death situation, even for LARPers or, you know, airsofters or whatever, you don't want your lens to get all scratched up. You know, these are very expensive. I think this one was like $300 or something like that. So yeah, you want to protect your lenses. The rubber band that's holding the shock cord here, I did order these Ranger bands off of Amazon as well. These are also, the cool thing about these is they're also fire starters. So they're dual purpose. You can use them for whatever, wrapping money or, you know, uses like this, but you can also use them to start a fire. And I haven't used it functionally in the field, but I have tested it, and they burn really, really slow. They are really, really nice. You know, dual purpose is everything, or multi-purpose is everything. We can only carry so much weight, and we only have so much space on us, so many pockets. So if you can find multi-uses for things, you will be that much of a better soldier, or a better hunter, or a better LARPer, whatever. Which brings me to the next point after the flashlight is tie downs. Tying down is very, very important. I mean, obviously, because I have this awesome M-LOK rail, this should not get ripped off, but going through the brush here, like obviously on the zero line, or even just within training, when you're going through the woods and the brush, I mean, it's really hard to explain until you experience it, but it's like running through a wall of ropes that are trying to keep you from going in, and they will tear things off, rip, scratch, cut you. So scratching your lens, ripping off gear is a real concern. If that were to happen, no matter what type of helmet you have your tie downs as a backup. I made this tie down. This is just some wire with the little crushed pieces of aluminum, cut to size, crushed, and put on a little key ring there, and hooked onto the bungee. So yeah. Options, innovation, that's how I come up with this stuff. And just try it out, you know, find out what works, what doesn't work. Another cool aspect to this helmet that I did like was their placing of Velcro. I mean, most helmets have Velcro now, all over their caps, but yeah, I like these. These are the patch covers. These are from Dynamic Fuzz. This is M81 Woodland as well. I also have, obviously, for the change of season, for the winter time, like the Alpine Snow or whatever it's called. They got a million different camo. I mean, you can get Tiger Stripe, you can get multicam, you can get black, tan, Ranger green, you can get desert night, or whatever it's called. You can just all different types of stuff. So that can be a consideration when you're choosing helmet cover. You can also change, you know, your helmet camo with the patches. This I just added for a Velcro spot for another red light. I usually keep my red light here. This is a Picatinny piece that attaches onto the M-LOK, and you just loosen these two screws and you can angle it. The red light obviously is very useful at night. I forget the company that makes mine. Mine actually broke on the attachment part. That's the weak point of those little red lights, and anyone who operates with those knows what I'm talking about. But they're cheap, they're not very expensive, and they're very, very useful. You can get different colors, different color lights, white, red, blue, green, I think, or whatever. Obviously red being the best for the nighttime. But yeah, I use different little hooks and loops here for bungee retaining. Obviously, besides like equipment retaining, like NVGs, I also do wear helmet scrims. Usually, I have or had a M81 Woodland helmet scrim, which I'll try to throw up a picture here, from Bees Combat Systems. They make great helmet scrims, like the way it fit, like the way it looked. Here's actually some remnants of my winter scrim. Try to find a picture of that too, if my editing skills will even let me do that. And they come with like the extra pieces, so you can weave them in and out, and give yourself a more realistic look with the foliage or the snow or whatever. And the shock cord here helps me weave in and out. I mean, the scrim comes with a bungee cord that wraps around, and it maintains pretty well, especially when going around the ear rails here. or arms here, but this just gives it a little bit of extra because you can weave them in and out, extra retention so you don't lose it. I eventually lost it, but not in the way you would imagine, so I don't have that right now to show you. I apologize. You can add Velcro on anywhere very, very easily. Again, just get sticky back Velcro, cut it to shape, put it where you want. I know like Team Wendy, or I think it may be ObsCore, they even have like a Velcro and patch setup that covers damn near the whole goddamn helmet. Little patches everywhere. So you could have a black multicam helmet and then, you know, be deployed somewhere that's sandy or multicammy and throw on those multicam patches that'll pretty much cover up everywhere. So it's pretty cool, pretty convenient. It allows you to be versatile, not have to change helmets, change camos. For a very cheap price. For 20 bucks, you can get these patches and many different colors and be ready to go wherever, hunt wherever, deploy wherever, run from the cops from wherever, whatever it is. So yeah, up front here, obviously have like the Rhino mount. Hardhead Veterans makes new and improved Rhino mounts from what I understand, that come on their like higher line helmets. You can see them on their website. I don't know much about them because I don't own it. One thing I will say, and probably one of the only downsides to this helmet, is that the paint comes off of the Rhino mounts pretty easily. I would say though that after how long I've used this and what this helmet has been through, it's not that much, you know. But for all the guys that love all their gear and guns to be spot perfect and, you know, Cerakote painted to perfection, that might be an issue for you. Got a Wilcox mount here in this Rhino mount. I run PVS 14. Everyone in the unit has night vision. It's either issued or guys come with their own. One of the guys in my unit came with some 31s, dual tubes. So he didn't need to be issued and didn't want. Also with the PVSs, as you see, you can kind of do what you want with them. Basically did the same thing here with them, put some sticky Velcro on them, some Cordura cut to size, and you can kind of camo, like I said, anything with the season. I just used these as an example for you guys. But yeah, just some ideas here for that. Also, as you can see, retention, you know, you definitely don't want to lose your night vision. Very easy to lose these. These are secured and retained via bungee, but always want to have some extra tie down with it, you know. This, I just got some like real mini paracord. Tie it with a little keychain knot, little anchor. You can put it on where it goes. Here's the arm, bam, or bam, bam, slides in. If anything were to happen, this usually is retained. So you're good to go. You obviously have your bungees for your NVGs here too as well. Patches up front here. Yeah, that'll take us around back to your counterweight / battery compartment. This is a Krydex battery pouch, which brings me to another topic: airsoft, quote unquote, airsoft gear in war. Now, I did a lot of shooting and stuff prior to coming to Ukraine. So a lot of this gear I had been using for a period of time. Krydex is something that I tried out prior to coming, and I stand by it. All my combat pants that I use, whether multicam, black, desert night, OD green. OD green's probably the ones I use the most. I'll try to throw up a couple pictures, but they're all Krydex brand, all ordered on Amazon. Very good quality. The pants are awesome. I don't have any holes besides shrapnel holes in my pants. And I mean, they get worn a lot and used a lot. Removable knee pads, pockets from the ankles to the thighs, hooks and anchors around the loops. Yeah, they're just really, really, really good pants. And anyone who says what I initially said, like airsoft gear in war, you just don't know. You just really don't know. There is a very little difference in quality, if any, between some Crye Precision pants and Krydex pants. Between a Crye Precision JPC and a Krydex JPC. I also have a Krydex JPC that I use for a different loadout, for a more thinner, low-profile loadout. And it's the same. And there's many other companies in Ukraine that make the same style of this or that, but obviously they're not Crye Precision or whatever the company is, and they work. I mean, a lot of what you see in videos coming from Ukraine are knockoff stuff. Ukraine is the land of knockoff right now. I was so surprised when I got here and I just saw what guys were using with my average American mindset, I guess, and was like, wow, like, you guys are using that here, but it works, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Does the stitching hold? Does the material wear faster? Are the sizes and specs correct for, let's say, pockets or slots for mounting stuff on? One of my teammates who was on a Gur unit previously and went in and out of Bakhmut in the beginning of the Bakhmut, he told me he used a like crossbow sight on his Bren, I think he had, and he didn't have an issue with it. And although I did used to clown him all the time, you know, I wouldn't recommend using fake electronics and or optics or knockoff electronics and optics. It worked for him, you know. So understand and know what you're talking about before you talk about it. That would just be my recommendation. I do understand where you're coming from if you have that opinion, but like I said, I thought the same way, but I was proven kind of wrong. Krydex in all of what they sell so far, I even an inner outer belt. Krydex inner outer belt is what I believe my belt is. It's what I wear all the time. So yeah, and it's been fine. The buckle's fine. It hasn't let me down. This would be the only place where it would let you down. This is back to topic. This is a Krydex battery compartment. Obviously a place for patch on the back. This is one whole piece. Mounts onto the Velcro, the existing Velcro on the back. The dynamic fuzz patches that come with this come with one large piece for the back. I cut the patch and just put it on the side because that's the only part you can see. Ran the battery pack here, put the dynamic fuzz patches in between here, right there. Cut this one to place on the top here. Obviously you have another place for storage here, maybe a tourniquet, maybe a glow stick for training. You got hook and loop on the bottom here. Again, maybe glow stick, maybe you couldn't fit a tourniquet there, but whatever you want here, multi-use, right? Inside, you have your slot for counterweights. When you're running NVGs on the front, your helmet's heavy. You need weights in the back, for anyone that doesn't know. The battery pack, this is actually from a different battery pouch, but this black multicam one came with a black multicam little insert here. It does come with the counterweights. I use batteries instead of counterweights. Multi-use again, right? I get the same equalization of weight, but I don't have pointless weight, or not pointless, but weights in the back. I have batteries for my pack. I run a Hollow Sun, but I can replace that. My thermal sight takes 312s. My Vortex does not. It takes the thin, whatever they are, but the battery cap has the storage spot for that. But you get the point. Also inside here, there's another 2 rows of loops, so you could store batteries and counterweights if you have heavier NVGs. So yeah, this works for me. Other guys do other stuff. Some guys do no counterweights, you know. I don't know how that works, but they have different helmet setups, so it works. But again, these ends of the battery pouch kind of like without this would kind of stick straight because the Velcro is being covered on this end. So I took some shot cord along with this, ran it through, and then hooked it on to my retention here, and then ran the shot cord across to this side and did the same thing there. The two keychains allow me to tie down anything else, ears, NVGs, anything else I have mounted, like my red light that I said broke on here, can be tied down to these keychains and or key rings, sorry, and you're good to go. Again, you got to rep, you know, got to rep. But moving on the ears, I'll start here. We have Swordens. These are the, I think, Pro X variant or model. These are good too, phenomenal. A lot of guys are wearing like Walker razors. I would not recommend those. Those are really good entry level, like if you're like doing some just basic shooting at home in America, wherever you're from, but not combat ready, I don't think, and not because they fail to mitigate noise, but their acquisition into helmet systems are iffy. You have to have like a specific Walker razor setup, I guess, if you will, because they're lower end. I guess many of the companies that deal with this area of a helmet don't make adapters and such for them. Now, it doesn't mean it's impossible. This right here is an adapter for Walker razors to go onto a OpsCore rail arm system here, which is what I have. So you do have options, but your options are limited, and the headphone is just not as good as Swordens. Swordens, for I think these were like $250. Quality for price, phenomenal. I mean, if you have more money to spend, it obviously gets a lot better. These don't have comms capabilities. You do have an aux plug here. During endless marching and running and stuff in 4th Battalion, I would plug up my aux cord here, hook it up to my phone, listen to music, whatever. Probably could talk on the phone too, not a good idea, but whatever. So yeah, you got your Swordens. There's different settings. You have like hunting, tactical shooting, comm setting, and they all change how much dampening and improving the sound that they do. So yeah, this is a really good option for the price. Again, on the ears here, you see I have M81 camo patches. I believe it was Dynamic Fuzz as well, not sure. This was a long time ago I purchased these, but they sell the Velcro little plaques for the headsets, and they have them for OpsCores. They have them for probably Razor too, Swordens, whatever, your Comtacs. But you could just get Velcro and cut it to this very simple half of an oval shape, place it there, get another piece of Velcro, cut it to this shape, place it there, and then order the patches for your headset from Dynamic Fuzz in whatever color you want, and it goes on there. And again, you can just remove it. This is actually, oh yeah, the Velcro is black multicam Velcro, so that's pretty cool. If you were to take these off, it would match your helmet for guys that like to be, you know, looking cool, because that is always the #1 goal. First off, before everything else, you got to look cool. So yeah, that's an option. If you have black multicam helmet, go get the black multicam Velcro, mandatory. So yeah, that's an option. Connecting the Swordens to the OpsCore rails here is the axle. I believe these are universal, but I don't remember 100%. But the axle mounts here. And because they don't make, as far as I was concerned before I left, they don't make the the mounts for sword ends like these, the hard mounts. These are actually for OpsCore. This is for Razor. As you see, this has the Cordura Black Multicam 2, so I'm in compliance with the #1 rule. So yeah, these allow you to mount your sword ends onto the OpsCores. These are really good. They're not going to break. They're, you know, whatever carbon fiber, whatever the hell they are. They've lasted this whole time. Pretty simple to install. There are some small little pieces you do have to be careful when changing or switching, but you know, if you're good enough to work with these little tools and stuff and be smart enough to do this stuff on your own, then you got it covered. Like I said, these are the OpsCore rail mounts. I bought these prior to coming to Ukraine as well. These are legitimate ones. They sell a lot of knockoffs on Amazon and in Ukraine. This is another thing that I would advise to get prior to going to Ukraine, because you're not going to find the legitimate ones, as far as I know, once you get to Ukraine. These are great too. I don't think I've ever used my chin strap since I've been here, probably. I just use my headphones down, cuffed over my ears, which secures my helmet onto my head. My helmet doesn't move. I've been like halfway blown up, you know. I've taken mortar rounds very, very close, been hit with blast, very, very close. You know, shrapnel hit the helmet very, very close, and my helmet's never left my head or fallen off, which you can't say that about every helmet for sure. That may be due to my cushioning on the inside, but I hold it to this. This holds it secure onto my head. I forgot to say the sword ends too. These are the like aftermarket sword and ear cuffs. I don't remember. I did get them on Amazon. I don't remember who makes them, if it's Sword or somebody else, but these are amazing. I mean, you can just tell from looking, like, they're super soft. So you would think with the compounding pressure of this squeezing on your head, it would become painful after a while. It doesn't. And also, like with all the sweat and dirt and stuff, it's easy to clean these. It has a little canal on the inside for any moisture to run through. Way better to have these than it would be to have something this material, which just absorbs everything. So yeah, that's an important aspect of your choice for ears and what you're going to use as well. The OpsCores, again, are great. It has adjustment out and adjustment in, and obviously out and in. And obviously then you can rotate them like this. You can pull them back, go all the way back, get it out as far as your cord will let you. Guys used to make fun of me because they used to say I would look like a little radar station. I guess I broke the first rule in that aspect, but they work. OpsCore does sell little inserts right here for camo, so you can kind of get these in accordance with the rules. As you see here, I have black multicam little strips. This is not OpsCores. OpsCores, they're like 20 bucks, and they're little like stickers in this same shape, same size. But they're like a sticker, like smooth and shiny sticker. And nothing shiny is what you should be wearing in combat or in hunting or in, you know, tactical shooting. If you don't want someone to see you don't have anything shiny on. So I bought them, didn't like it, didn't use them, and then again, I don't remember which company, probably the same company I got this, maybe Ranger Wrap, maybe some other company makes these. But again, you can just buy on Amazon sticky backed Cordura. It's there. There's a guy that sells sheets of it in whatever camo you want. Cut it to this basic shape, stick it right on there. Very simple. DIY, especially in Ukraine, is everything. If you can stitch, if you can sew, if you can think outside the box like this, you can come up with camouflage solutions. A lot of this stuff sounds super meticulous and maybe stupid to some people, but it can be the difference between life and death out in the bush, if you will, for all my African or Australian friends. So yeah, you can do that. That's an option. All this stuff has lasted the whole time. I have taken this apart and re-Loctited the screws, through some grease on the plastic that's under here that slides in and out. And the same thing here, and Loctited that too. I would maybe advise that, as long as you're smart enough to use a screwdriver and have Loctite. Instead of the, if you don't want to spend the money on the ops core arms here, or you just want to know what alternatives are, these are the mounts for headphones that are obviously not using these. These are more like your basic ear mounts, but these are from Hardhead veterans. These are M-LOK rail mounts. You see how thin this is compared to some of the more traditional ones, if you know what I'm talking about, that kind of just bulge out. They're like these big balls sitting on the side of your head, sticking out here, probably about that much, literally. So again, this is one of the things that attracted me to this helmet, was its low pro design. These go on here. I mean, they're nice and thin, and out of the way, and they're more traditional. You can pop them out and they kind of just hang on the side, or you can click them in and they go onto the side of your head. So out and in, just about that much. And then they can rotate this way and that way. Now, if you do use something like this, then you would have to use this or something like this. And I don't know if there is anything else like this, but these are Unity adapters for sword-ins. These go on, has a little set screw right there that you would tighten whatever length you want it. Obviously, both sides. And then these clip on right here. You would remove that and they clip on right there. So that's another option. Again, when I was getting ready to go, I was very mindful that some of my ideas and some of this stuff is gonna fail. It's just gonna fail. So I wanted to have a kind of backup, so I didn't have to, A, not have something that I needed out there, or B, have to try to find it out there. I didn't know what it was gonna be like when I got there, or the opportunities for gear. I had no idea, nothing. I had no one to teach me anything. So I pretty much had a backup for almost everything that I could. So I brought these, and I actually haven't used these because I was wrong. None of this failed. None of it. It has all worked. I've kept all the little pieces. Nothing's broke. Nothing's gotten ripped off my helmet. So yeah, just keep that in consideration when prepping and planning for this. Another very good aspect of this helmet, in my opinion, is the padding on the inside. When the helmet arrived, came with 2 sets of pads, a thicker set and a thinner set, as well as these circle sticky Velcro patches, which allows you to put them on A or B and then put the other on. The manual that comes with it shows you where to put the basic outline of the pads in the helmet. I put it on, felt where I needed extra padding, and then added the other. And it's very, very comfortable. I mean, it really is. But what's really good about that, and I've done this multiple times, you can just remove these. Obviously, remember your layout, take a picture, whatever. Remove these and wash them. Rinse them out, wash them. No matter where you are, you're at home, you're at war, whatever. Throw them in the washing machine or rinse them out, let them dry, and you're good to go. I've never owned any other helmets, turned down the issued one, so I don't know if this is common practice amongst other companies or helmets, but this is very good for me. And a lot of other guys don't like their helmets. They hate wearing them. Some people hate them so much they choose not to wear helmets and wear baseball caps or boonie hats instead. So it really is a big deal when talking about all this stuff. So yeah, another very, very important thing for consideration if you're going to, or if you're considering this helmet, is Hardhead Veterans has another insert for the inside of the helmet that's like a mesh. I don't even know what it looks like. Steel wool almost to me. I haven't seen it in person. I wanted to buy it, but it was too expensive. I couldn't afford it before I left the US, but the reviews are phenomenal on it, and I couldn't even imagine how much better it could get, but supposedly it does. So look into that on their website. I think I even saw it on Amazon, just from like one seller, but that was 2 years ago. But yeah, and I believe it's just one whole insert, so that would be pretty cool. It looks pretty thick. That would just be awesome. So if you have the money and you're considering this helmet, or you have this helmet and you're going to be using it a lot, consider that. I would probably recommend it, even though I haven't used it. Everyone says it's great. The retention system, aka chin strap on this, is very good as well. Again, I haven't used another helmet like professionally, but I have used other helmets, including the one that's on my head, and this one is phenomenal. Again, this can be removed. This padding can be removed to be washed. All this can be adjusted. But the best part, this can be adjusted obviously, the best part is the chin strap. It's a magnet. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Take it off, you just pull. That's amazing. The helmet that I'm wearing on my head with the GoPro attached to it recording this video has a buckle instead of that. I have a beard, as most men should, and it sucks trying to buckle this. Hair gets pulled in with it. It just sucks. It just sucks. So anyone that knows, if you've never owned a helmet, this should be a big consideration. Although I never use this, this is still super cool and shows that they put a lot of thought into this and listen to people, obviously. So yeah, that's awesome. So this is my helmet setup. Again, there's different variations. Also, the rails come in different colors. So, you know, I don't know why you would, but if you had a black multicam helmet, you could have a tan rail or an OD green rail. So just another consideration. And again, you know, open your mind a little bit. Try other things, especially if you save a lot of money. I don't know how much Hardhead Veterans battery pack is, but significantly more expensive than $19.99 or whatever I paid for this with the counterweights. And don't be so quick to judge. Also, be smart. Protect your investments, you know. Dual purpose or multi-purpose. Always implement. Think outside the box. And utilize the space you have. Also, think about what the pros wear, right? I was looking at these rails because I always saw tier 1 guys, tier 1 operators using these, and I thought, why would the best of the best use them if they're not very good? Let me at least try them. So I tried them, and also one of these came defective prior to leaving, like right before I left, and I contacted OpsCore. They sent me out another pair immediately, had me send the other ones on their dime, and checked them and whatever, and had no issue. So great customer service on their part, which is good for an investment of $300 or whatever dollars I paid for them. So yeah, just another kudos to them. HHV has the updated Rhino mounts too. Keep that in mind. And yeah, remember the #1 rule. Always look cool, man. So if you stuck around to the end of the video, I figured you're somebody who would like to know more. And I plan on posting up some videos here soon about more specific things. Plan on doing like an IFAK video, what we use, what we carry, why. Obviously gear video, what we keep with us, what we carry, why. Specifics on gear for this or for that. For example, maybe night training gear. Ammunition that we use, ammunition that we don't use, different types of rounds. packs, different packs that we use, 24-hour, 72-hour, different tools that we use, radio etiquette, retention, why I use some of this stuff specifically, what everything's for, you know. It would really have helped me to learn some of these things prior than either through the hard way or just through trial and error. So I appreciate you guys watching. We're out.